Brace yourselves. We are about to get hit with some extreme heat. We'll have your full forecast, plus tips on how to stay cool. And cops have arrested a person in connection with the body discovered earlier this week at a McDonald's in the Bronx. And a beloved neighborhood bakery in Crown Heights is back in business. All this and much more as News 12 starts right now. Hello and thank you so much for joining us here on News 12. I'm Dave Roush. Eric Stelter has the day off. While much of the city still feeling the heat Saturday evening without much of a cool down in sight, this as forecasters expecting conditions to stay hot, hazy and humid throughout the rest of the weekend. And officials are now urging New Yorkers to stay cool, especially in air conditioning if at all possible, and to stay hydrated. Now, the city's Department of Health making sure New Yorkers are safe during heat waves. The DOH recommending you follow these tips to reduce the risk of heat-related illnesses. First, identify people at increased risk for heat-related illness. Remind heat-vulnerable people that heat waves can be dangerous and urge them to use AC. Also, remind family and friends to stay well hydrated, drink lots of water, especially if they're outside. And finally, remind loved ones to also check on themselves and avoid overheating. And if you need somewhere to cool off in this heat, the city's cooling centers are open. To find the one closest to you, pick up the phone and call 311. And for more ways to stay safe in hot weather, visit our website. It's news12.com and look for the section called Beat the Heat. And let's toss things over to meteorologist Zach Duhane for a check of your hyper-local forecast.
I hope you all enjoy.
Thanks, Zach. Well, a Brooklyn woman now has been arrested and charged with murder in connection to the dead body found on the rooftop of a McDonald's in the Melrose section of the Bronx on Wednesday. News 12 reporter Michelle Ross is there with the latest. Michelle. Michelle, and now to Williamsburg. Officials say one firefighter was taken to the hospital after battling a 2-alarm fire. You can see crews using ladders to get to the top of 139 Montrose Avenue in this citizen video. That's where the FDNY says flames started Saturday afternoon just before 4 o'clock. Now, it's not yet clear what caused that fire. We will update you as more information becomes available. And firefighters also responding to a 2-alarm blaze at 2045 Story Avenue in the Bronx on Saturday. It was knocked down shortly after noon. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but that cause also still under investigation. More than 100 protesters marching in the streets Saturday, walking hand in hand with local police officers. News 12's Tori Singer shares the message they have for New Yorkers from the Bed-Stuy section of Brooklyn. Thanks, Tori. Well, the NYPD and members of the United Clergy Coalition greeting Lieutenant Richard Mack with applause as he left New York Presbyterian Hospital on Saturday. Mack was one of 3 officers injured while trying to make an arrest during the Jericho Unity March on the Brooklyn Bridge on Wednesday. With a patch over his injured eye, Lieutenant Mack thanked his fellow officers for their work and expressed his willingness to continue to protect the Black Lives Matter protesters in the future.
I did this.
Welcome back. I'm Dave Roush. Back in March, a black-owned bakery in Crown Heights was robbed of over $30,000 in equipment and cash. Now we're happy to say they're back on their feet. News 12's Mary Lynn Buckley was there at the grand reopening.
Cake Boys open!
It's delicious. Well, now a new ferry service making waves in Red Hook, Brooklyn, bringing those Brooklynites away from the city to enjoy a little piece of summer on Governor's Island. Now, due to the pandemic this year, Governor's Island will open for recreational use only. A couple things you need to know. First, once aboard the ferry, it is just a quick 4-minute ride. All passengers are required to wear a mask. Specific seating spaces have been blocked off to enforce social distancing. And the ferry service runs roughly every half hour, beginning in Red Hook at 11 a.m. and ending at 5 p.m. every Saturday and Sunday. Tickets will be free on weekends before noon. After noon, it will cost you $3 to ride. Of course, if you're out enjoying all the green spaces opening up around the city, the Department of Environmental Conservation is reminding you to keep the areas safe for everyone. A few tips. First, carry out what you carry in. Don't leave trash, food, equipment, or other personal belongings behind. 2, throw out your trash in receptacles provided. Also, use designated bathroom facilities when they're available. Finally, take extra precautions, especially if you're picking up trash off the trail. Wear gloves and use hand sanitizer when you're done. Time now for a check of your hyperlocal forecast. Here's meteorologist Zach Duhane. Welcome back. I'm Dave Roush. Are you looking for something to watch this weekend? Well, here's an option that might be for you. A movie shot entirely in the Bronx called A Teenage Story. It stars actors and hip-hop legends from that borough. The movie was written by Vera Edwards and directed by her son, Ricardo Cordero. It's a story of a father and grandfather raising their son and touches on many topics that kids today have to deal with. It was supposed to be shown in local theaters, but couldn't be due to the pandemic, so now it's been made available on YouTube. It already is up to thousands of views.
With A Teenage Story, especially in this time of this pandemic, you know, with a lot of civil unrest, this is definitely something that people need to see because it's actually a positive, uplifting movie.
Teenage Story is a lesson. It's a lesson, and it gets everyone. I mean, someone, once you've watched the movie, you will say, hey, that happened to me.
I like how they showcase the Bronx. I like how the message that's being conveyed, which is a young kid just following his dreams, but also getting pressured by his father. It's a lot going on, and it's a really dope movie to watch.
And for more information about A Teenage Story, just visit our website, news12.com, and click on the numbers and links section. And the Brooklyn Botanic Garden is set to open its doors to the public on Friday, August the 7th, with new health guidelines for COVID-19. Those guidelines include timed entry tickets, social distancing, and the requirement of wearing face coverings. Now, members of the garden will get early access during Member Appreciation Week. That starts July 31st and runs through August the 6th. Time now for a check of your 7-day. More heat for your Sunday. It continues into Monday with a chance of rain, but the cool air starts to work its way in Tuesday through Thursday for the rest of your week.